The cold metal corridors of Outpost Sigma-9 echoed with the soft hum of distant machinery. Captain Una Park moved silently through the station, her fingers trailing along the worn control panels. Outside the reinforced windows, endless space, stretched like a black canvas dotted with distant pinpricks of light. 3 years had passed since her controversial mission that cost the Earth Defense Fleet 3 experimental fighters. The bureaucrats had stripped her of her primary command, reassigning her to this forgotten outpost at the edge of known space. Most would have broken under such punishment, but Una was different. She was a survivor. Her quarters were sparse. A small sleeping pod, a compact workstation, and shelves lined with data crystals containing mission logs and personal records. A single photograph remained, her team from years ago, smiling before everything changed. She touched the image briefly, remembering the friends she'd lost. The station's communication array suddenly flickered. Most operators would have ignored the random signal burst, but Una's instincts were sharp. Her fingers danced across the holographic interface, filtering and decoding the incoming transmission. What started as random noise began to take shape, a complex mathematical pattern that didn't match any known communication protocol. Hours passed. Una worked without pause, her coffee growing cold beside her. The signal was unlike anything she'd encountered before. Complex encryption layers suggested an origin far beyond human technological understanding. Each decoded fragment revealed something terrifying: a massive invasion plan targeting human colonies, the Krell Imperium. She had heard whispers about them during her military training. An advanced alien civilization known for consuming entire planetary systems. Their technology was generations ahead of human capabilities, and their military strategy was ruthless and precise. Her initial analysis showed multiple invasion vectors targeting human settlement zones. The scale was unprecedented. Entire colony worlds would be wiped out within weeks if the invasion proceeded unchecked. But something else caught her attention. A subtle weakness in their communication network, almost invisible to standard scanning methods. Una knew reporting this would be futile. Her reputation within the Earth Defense Fleet was destroyed. They would dismiss her findings, just as they had dismissed her tactical recommendations during her last mission. No, she would need to act alone. She began preparing her experimental starfighter, a modified prototype that had survived her previous mission. The fighter was small but packed with experimental technologies that most military engineers considered too risky. Quantum adaptive shielding, plasma disruption cannons, systems that could potentially match the Krell's technological superiority. As she worked, memories of her past mission flooded her mind. The impossible odds, the strategic decisions that saved lives but cost her professional reputation, the commanders, who saw her as a liability rather than an asset. Each memory fueled her determination. The station's maintenance crew avoided her. They knew her reputation, the captain who broke protocols but somehow survived. Rumors about her past mission had spread through military channels, turning her into a legend of sorts. Some called her reckless, others called her a maverick. She called herself a protector. Her starfighter, nicknamed Firebird, wasn't just a machine. It was her last chance, a weapon forged from human ingenuity and her own unbreakable spirit. Every system had been recalibrated, every component pushed beyond its original design specifications. As she completed the final system checks, a sense of calm washed over her. The vast emptiness of space no longer seemed threatening. It felt like home. A battlefield where strategy and human determination could overcome technological superiority. The Krell didn't know it yet, but they had made a critical mistake. They had underestimated a single human pilot with nothing left to lose and everything to protect. Una Park locked the final system interface. The Firebird hummed to life, its experimental engines casting a soft blue glow across the hangar. Outside, space waited. Cold, infinite, and about to witness something extraordinary. Her mission had begun. The workshop was a maze of scattered components and half-finished prototypes. Hyun Kim worked silently, his hands moving with practiced precision across delicate electronic circuits. He knew the risks of what he was doing, providing experimental technology to a pilot who had been officially removed from active duty was a career-ending move. Yuna's message had arrived encrypted through a secure quantum channel. Most would have ignored it, but Hyun remembered her from their academy days. She wasn't just another pilot. She was someone who understood that sometimes rules needed to be broken to save lives. The quantum adaptive shield generator was his masterpiece. Developed in secret military research labs, the technology could theoretically adapt to multiple energy signatures in real time. Most engineers believed it was impossible. Hyun had spent 3 years proving them wrong. He carefully packed the shield generator into a compact transport module. Each component was designed to integrate seamlessly with the Firebird's existing systems. The packaging was intentionally simple, nothing that would attract unwanted attention from military logistics. Across the city, other allies were moving. May, a communication systems expert, was rerouting satellite networks to create blind spots in potential tracking systems. Lee, a former weapons systems designer, was preparing custom plasma cannon modifications that could punch through advanced alien shielding. Yuna's reputation had created an unexpected network. Those who understood her knew she wasn't just fighting for herself. She was fighting for humanity's survival. The experimental plasma cannons were a different challenge. Traditional weapon systems would be useless against the Krell's advanced technology. These cannons used a unique quantum compression technique that could potentially destabilize advanced energy shields. Hyun remembered the classified reports about the Krell. Alien technology that seemed almost magical to human understanding. Entire research teams had gone mad trying to understand their communication protocols. But Yuna was different. She saw patterns where others saw chaos. He loaded the final components into a secure transport drone. The drone was programmed to follow complex evasion protocols, making its movement appear random to any potential tracking systems. It would rendezvous with Yuna at a predetermined coordinates near Outpost Sigma 9. The risk was enormous. If discovered, everyone involved would face immediate military tribunal, charges of treason, potential life imprisonment. But they all understood. Something bigger was at stake. Outside the workshop, the city moved with its usual rhythm. People walked, vehicles hummed along elevated highways, and digital billboards displayed endless advertisements. None of them knew how close they were to potential extinction. Hyun's communication device vibrated, an encrypted message from Yuna. She had analyzed the Krell invasion data and identified potential weak points in their communication network. Her tactical breakdown was brilliant, using the aliens' complex communication systems against themselves. Final package included something special, a custom quantum encryption module that could potentially infiltrate and disrupt alien communication networks. It was theoretical technology, something that existed more in mathematical models than practical application. As he completed the final system checks, Hyun felt a mix of excitement and fear. This wasn't just about helping a friend. This was about giving humanity a fighting chance against a technological superior enemy. The transport drone hummed to life, its stealth systems engaging. Sophisticated algorithms would ensure it reached Yuna without detection. Each component was a piece of a complex puzzle, a last-ditch effort to prevent a potential alien invasion. Yuna's voice echoed in his mind from their last conversation. "They think we're weak," she had said. "They don't understand human determination." The drone lifted silently, disappearing into the urban landscape. Its cargo represented humanity's most advanced technological hopes. A single pilot's last chance to change the course of potential galactic conflict. Somewhere in the vast darkness of space, the Krell wouldn't see her coming. The asteroid field looked like a deadly dance of rocky giants. Thousands of space rocks tumbled silently, creating a natural maze that most pilots would avoid. Most pilots weren't Yuna Park. Her Firebird moved like a ghost between massive stone formations. Each movement calculated, each thrust precise. The ship's quantum adaptive shields flickered softly, absorbing minimal radiation and adjusting to the surrounding electromagnetic environment. Massive scanner arrays from the Krell Dreadnought swept continuously, searching for any potential intrusion. But Yuna had studied their scanning patterns. Where most would see a complex defense system, she saw predictable rhythms and exploitable gaps. The first sensor sweep passed. She didn't move. Patience was her greatest weapon. Another sweep. This time she adjusted the Firebird's external temperature to match the surrounding asteroid radiation signature. To the alien scanners, she would appear as just another floating space rock. Her communication systems remained dead silent. No quantum signals, no electromagnetic emissions, nothing that could betray her presence. The Krell Dreadnought loomed ahead, a technological monster spanning almost 15 kilometers. Its design was unlike anything human engineers could imagine. Complex geometric shapes that seemed to shift and change, reflecting advanced quantum engineering principles. Most human pilots would have been terrified. Yuna felt something else: excitement, challenge, a single moment where human determination could change everything. Her first breakthrough came unexpectedly: a microscopic communication vulnerability, something so small that Krell engineers would have considered it irrelevant. But Yuna understood that in complex systems, even the smallest weakness could become a fatal flaw. She activated a custom viral algorithm developed by Hyun. The code was elegant, not an aggressive attack, but a subtle infiltration that would slowly map the Dreadnought's internal communication networks. Lines of complex mathematical sequences began dancing across her secondary display. The alien system was responding, treating the viral code as a standard communication protocol. Each response revealed more about their internal structures. Temperature control was critical. The Firebird's external shell adjusted continuously, maintaining perfect camouflage against the asteroid background. Radiation emissions remained minimal. Her breathing was controlled, almost mechanical. Hours passed. Most humans would have grown restless. Yuna remained perfectly calm. Each moment was another opportunity to gather critical intelligence. The viral algorithm began revealing complex communication pathways. She could see how the Krell processed information, a networked intelligence that functioned more like a living organism than a traditional computer system. Suddenly, a small detection warning flashed. Something had noticed her. Not the main system, just a minor subsystem designed to detect anomalies. But in a complex technological organism, even a minor subsystem could trigger a full defensive response. Yuna's hands moved with practiced precision. She didn't panic. Instead, she introduced a series of mathematical disruption sequences that would make her viral code appear as a standard system update. The warning disappeared. Her next move would be critical. She needed to get closer to the Dreadnought's primary communication hub. Each meter brought increased risk, but also increased potential for disruption. The asteroid field began thinning. Open space approached. Her camouflage would become more difficult to maintain. One wrong move could trigger a massive defensive response that would obliterate the Firebird instantly. Years of training, months of preparation. It all came down to this moment. Yuna took a controlled breath. Her eyes remained fixed on the complex holographic displays. The Krell Dreadnought grew larger with each passing second. Infiltration had begun. The internal network of the Krell Dreadnought was like a living organism. Quantum data streams pulsed like electronic blood vessels, carrying information through complex geometric pathways. Yuna's viral algorithm moved silently, disguised as a routine system update. Her first target was the navigation control system. Complex holographic displays in the Firebird showed intricate connection points, weak spots in the alien technology that most human engineers would never perceive. But Yuna saw patterns where others saw chaos. The viral code split into multiple independent fragments, each fragment designed to exploit a specific systemic weakness. Some would disrupt communication channels. Others would introduce subtle mathematical contradictions into their computational processes. Alien warning signals began flickering across multiple decks. Red holographic alerts started dancing through the massive vessel's internal systems. But these weren't aggressive alerts. They were confused responses. The Krell system was trying to understand an anomaly it couldn't immediately classify. Yuna's hands moved with surgical precision. Each keystroke was a calculated invasion, transforming the Dreadnought's internal systems against themselves. She wasn't just fighting. She was reprogramming an entire technological ecosystem. Navigation systems began sending contradictory movement instructions. Weapon control platforms received randomized targeting data. Communication networks started experiencing unexplained quantum signal interruptions. The Krell leadership had never encountered such an attack. Their technological superiority had made them complacent. They understood overwhelming force, they understood systematic invasion, but they couldn't comprehend the chaotic human approach of exploiting microscopic system vulnerabilities. Temperature control systems started malfunctioning. Entire sections of the Dreadnought experienced sudden thermal variations. Cooling systems fought against heating mechanisms, creating internal stress across critical infrastructure. Yuna watched her displays carefully. Each disruption was calculated. Each system failure precisely engineered to create maximum confusion with minimal direct aggression. The Dreadnought's central intelligence began attempting systemic recovery. Massive computational resources were redirected towards understanding and eliminating the viral intrusion. But each recovery attempt introduced more mathematical contradictions. Her viral algorithm was designed like a sophisticated puzzle. The more the Krell system tried to solve it, the more complex and confusing the puzzle became. Traditional alien, computational logic was being twisted, turned against itself. Weapon systems started receiving nonsensical targeting instructions. Defensive shields fluctuated between maximum and minimum protection levels. Communication networks experienced quantum signal delays that made coordinated response impossible. The Krell leadership's primary command center erupted in chaos. Alien commanders watched in growing horror as their technological marvel began, experiencing systemic failures they couldn't comprehend or control. Yuna's breathing remained controlled. Each moment was another strategic opportunity. She wasn't just fighting. She was teaching a technological lesson about human adaptability. The viral algorithm reached deeper into the Dreadnought's core systems. Navigation computers began sending ships in circular patterns. Weapon platforms targeted their own defensive positions. Communication networks started broadcasting random mathematical sequences. Her small Firebird remained undetected, riding the chaos of the disruption she had engineered. The Dreadnought was now fighting itself. Its complex technological systems turned into a massive, confused organism. Critical system failures began cascading. Entire decks experienced total computational breakdown. The Krell's technological superiority was becoming their greatest weakness. Yuna understood something fundamental that the aliens didn't. True strength wasn't about perfect systems. It was about adaptability. The ability to transform, to see opportunities in chaos. The Dreadnought was no longer a unified technological weapon. It had become a massive, confused entity fighting against its own programming. And she was just getting started. The central reactor chamber stretched like a massive technological cathedral. Quantum energy streams pulsed with incredible power, creating a landscape of blue-white light and complex geometric energy patterns. Yuna knew this was humanity's final chance. Her Firebird moved silently through intricate security networks, each movement calculated, each system adaptation precise. The viral algorithm she had deployed earlier had created perfect confusion, turning the Dreadnought's defenses into a tangled mess of conflicting instructions. Krell defense protocols were sophisticated but predictable. They understood overwhelming force. They understood systematic invasion, but they couldn't comprehend human unpredictability. The reactor's core was massive, capable of generating energy equivalent to multiple star systems. Conventional human technology couldn't even measure its full potential. But Yuna saw something different. She saw a complex system with inherent vulnerabilities. Her custom quantum disruption module began its final sequence. Mathematical algorithms designed to create cascading system failures started infiltrating the reactor's core computational systems. Each line of code was a potential weapon. Temperature readings began fluctuating wildly. Quantum containment fields started experiencing microscopic structural variations. The reactor was becoming unstable, but in a way the Krell couldn't immediately detect or understand. Yuna's communication with her ship became minimal. Brief quantum bursts carrying compressed data. Her breathing remained controlled. Years of training had prepared her for this moment. The reactor's internal systems began experiencing quantum entanglement disruptions. Energy streams that were supposed to flow in perfect synchronization started developing microscopic interference patterns. To the Krell, these would appear as minor computational anomalies. But Yuna understood something fundamental. In complex, technological systems, minor disruptions could create catastrophic failures. Her viral algorithm reached deeper into the reactor's core systems. Navigation computers received contradictory instructions. Energy distribution networks started experiencing unexplained quantum signal interruptions. The Krell leadership watched in growing confusion. Their technological marvel was experiencing systemic failures they couldn't comprehend or control. Entire communication networks were becoming nonsensical. Yuna knew her mission was a one-way journey. Getting out was never part of the plan. Her goal was simple: prevent the alien invasion, protect human colonies, give humanity a fighting chance. The reactor's quantum containment field started experiencing critical variations. Energy streams that were supposed to flow in perfect synchronization began developing massive interference patterns. What started as microscopic disruptions were becoming major structural failures. Her final computational sequence was elegant, a mathematical puzzle designed to create cascading system failures that would appear random and uncontrollable. The Krell wouldn't just lose their dreadnought, they would lose their understanding of how it happened. Massive energy readings began spiking across multiple decks. The reactor was transforming from a controlled power source into an uncontrollable quantum event. Entire sections of the massive vessel started experiencing total system failures. Yuna's final transmission was simple: a quantum burst carrying compressed data, a message that would be detected by human listening stations thousands of light years away. Humanity stands. The reactor's core began its final transformation. Quantum energy streams that were once perfectly controlled started breaking fundamental physical laws. The dreadnought wasn't just being destroyed, it was being unmade at a fundamental computational level. In her final moments, Yuna felt something beyond fear or excitement. She felt purpose. A single human pilot was changing the course of potential galactic conflict. The massive dreadnought began its final disintegration, not through conventional explosion, but through a complex quantum dissolution that would leave nothing but scattered atomic fragments. Humanity's last line of defense had become its most powerful weapon, and in the vast darkness of space a legend was born.